Hello everyone, welcome to new video. Today I'm going to talk about social exclusion, and I will give examples from my life and some perspective, maybe articles, maybe on the social media experiences, etc. I feel myself very isolated from society, and I'm just feeling the exclusion behind of society. The basic reason for that, I haven't got any friends, and I'm not working in a good job. I'm not working with the high demanded brands. Mostly, I'm just creating content. I'm a small kind of YouTuber, and I'm just trying to write books on the internet. But somehow, nobody's interested with me. Even the girls, nobody is interested with me. Nobody interested with my story. Everybody skip me. So I feel kind of angry with the society. And mostly, if I just need to split the truth, I want to say it. I don't care about society at all. The society wants us to just obey the rules, and meanwhile, they are just judging them. If you are poor, if you are excluded from society, if your age is just getting age, probably everybody will going to against with you, and everybody will going to say bad things about you. Everybody will going to exclude you. So it is really hard things. We are social animals, and that's like the Aristotle mentioned that we are just obeying the rules and we are following the rules, even we want, even we don't want. If we just say something misfit, if we be misfit in the society, probably society will going to expel us, and people are going to just give us rejection. The isolation is a really hard thing here. I feel really isolated from society, even the culture, in the Turkish culture. I don't feel myself Turkish culture. People here don't compete about the situation, the government, the politics. People mostly following the other people, and they look like happy with their lives. Sometimes people just saying the same. I am the only one who is complaining about his life. Yes, that's true. I am the only one who is complaining about life, because my life is not very satisfying, and I don't want to live in the Turkey. I have always wanted to go to Japan, dating with the girls, going to Shinjuku, Roppongi, Kabukicho, and going to a fucking language school. But I couldn't make my dream come true. I'm just writing books like the about theism, and just another book which is called Losing Myself, or maybe just like losing my identification, etc. I was just checking the news about the Sanaya Takaichi. She was also defending the feminism while she's also supporting the male politicians. But she became a political leader in Japan. She became a first president. So it is really hard to get twisters here. Another thing, I was watching the people around the world. If you are not if you are not feeling yourself with your identification, it's really hard. I am not listening to Turkish voice, Turkish songs, Turkish folks, etc. But it's really tough. The basic reason for that, if you are not feel yourself to Turkish identification, it's gonna be tough for you. I have always watching the animes, just getting grow with the anime, and just growing yourself, and then trying to be famous on the internet, and it's not easy because the competition is really tough. If you want to be famous on the internet, you need to be on the media. Every time you need to record YouTube videos, and when you want and when you don't want. And people not pay, maybe people will going to hate you, even though some people will going to support you, and some people will going to hate you. It's understandable. Meanwhile, correct. If you are just your business is about the religion, probably you will talk about the religion stuff, and you will just sell the Christianity, Islam, Muslim, or the other religions as well. But at the end, everybody has a concept, right? My concept was about the immigration, and I have always wanted to be an immigrant. But I was watching the speech of the Lee there, and it wasn't very famous there. The basic reason he was talking about this stuff, and the people around there. For example, Lee, the prime minister in the Singapore. I was just listening and watching his conversations about Singapore. The Singaporean government wasn't developed at all, and then he just became a first prime minister, and then he just booted the country. He changed the country. He made a good life for people, and then he said that we don't have to think like the Westerns. The Asian people have also Asian side, and we are not underestimated race. And the Western people mostly underestimating the Asian people, and the American culture say that every Asian think like American, think like they have to accept the culture of America, the Western culture, etc. But the Lee, who is the prime minister in Singapore, rejected these things, and he didn't want to do that. I think he's very right on this topic because mostly media just showing us and they are giving us the false information. Mostly people believing what they see on the social media. If they are following something, for example, let's think about the World War II or the Queen Elizabeth II. If they're seeing something true, probably mostly people will going to accept it. If there is a truth on the social media or amongst the people, and mostly most of the people accepting as a truth, if you say it is not true, probably they will going to exclude you. And mostly you need to accept what is saying the truth to you. And sometimes the truth can be reshaped and can be changeable, and when you accept or not. Today I'm going to talk about why I feel myself isolated from society, because the customs, traditions, the environment is changing, and people here, the society isn't resonate me. I am just living in Turkey, and it's a very hard environment for me. Mostly people wearing hijab, and they are believing in Islam, and after they that they will going to heaven, and they are believing in Islam because. But the Christianity also just questioning about this truth, and the Christianity says that if people believe in Islam here and they also want to conquer all around the world, so but the Christianity against with that. If the Muslim people wants to conquer all around the world, it is not very logical. It's really illogical here. The main idea is like people here just want to be famous and want to do the things differently. The another thing I want to mention that the people, the Muslim people, wants to just go to another country, for example, European countries, even they are believing Islam, they are going to Denmark, they are going to Singapore, not maybe Singapore, Germany, and they are going to America, they are going to Germany, they are going to Poland. Mostly the Muslim immigrants want to go these non-Muslim countries. I really couldn't understand why you are defending the Muslim in the non-Muslim countries. It is really illogical. And some people going to question about it, and some people are going to accept it. But the one thing as a truth, not everyone starting a life from a equal scratch to equal beginning. I have started a life with a very poor family, and my family background is really empty, and I hate to do everything on my own. But sometimes when I question about this truth, I don't want to accept it because people are so different here, and some people saying very satisfied with their lives, but I am not satisfying because I'm living in Turkey, I'm eating the shitty meals, I am not getting a lot of good nutrition, and nobody will going to take care about you because you are a third class citizen and you are living in an underdeveloped country. Well, if you want, just think about it. The social isolation is being a key factor here. Even I want to immigrate to Japan, if I want to talk about the truth, it's not being, the competition. If you just like, mostly I have seen a conversation about the Lee, he was saying that the immigration is a good thing if you are just hiring the people, if they are well developed, if their brains are just like have more advantages and their brains well developed. But the thing is really it's a discrimination, I think, because some people, not everybody starting a game in a equal start. Some people just born in the rich families, and some people born in the poor families. How the fuck can we can just change our fucking location or fucking destiny? The destiny is declared already, which I don't want to accept it. Even I don't want to accept my destiny, what I can do here? What can I do? Mostly changing the destiny is not easy, and people is mostly questioning about this truth. The society, I feel myself very isolated from the society and the society and norms. Order, control, rules, faces, repeating, normality, obedience, structure, system, power, judgment, present, discipline. Yeah. If you are just don't obey the rules, probably society will going to punish you with the justice, which we call as a prison. The mostly prisoners coming from the poor families. Yeah, mostly also just there is a rich classes who are just committing the crime. But when we are just comparing the rate, probably they are coming to poorest classes. For example, they are selling the drugs. Why they are selling the drugs? Why? Because their families didn't take care of them and they have to do something different. Am I supporting to just selling the drugs? Not. But the thing is, they are not society. Mostly thinks the two side, not only one side of the medallion. They don't check the other sides of the medallion. And mostly even the devil, once upon a time was an angel. You know, even the arrogance coming from the poor. Some people living in the wealthy, mostly the 100, mostly the 10% of the people living in wealth, but the 90% living in poverty, and you are asking that we need to accept this reality. What the fuck is that reality? The reality is shaping on your own interests. I'm not sure. The things aren't well developed here. I have always wanted to be an engineer, going to Japan, immigrate to Japan, but I couldn't do that. So I'm really sad about my life. Mostly whenever I'm just say checking the families, they are just surpassing in front of me. Even the stupid people can give a birth, while I am just not very intelligent, but the middle level of brain cannot find a girlfriend, cannot make a babies. Why? Where is the equality? The family structures, you know, some people, even the poorest, even the stupid people can build a family, but I am not. So it is a very exclusion, you know. So therefore, I was just checking the another news. The Czech people, the other Poland people were just coming to Germany as a seasonal worker, and then they are just coming back their countries. Yeah, the also Europe, the things haven't just getting developed in Europe as well. People there is just working for something, but the rate is different. In Turkey, the population, the inflation crisis is getting higher. People here need to work more rather than the European nations, and I think it's very unlogical. It's not very understandable because the working hours here is very long. Even if you go to Japan, if you compare to Turkey, the Japan also has less working hours. Yeah, if you compare America, probably it's gonna be tough. But the one thing is that everybody has a car, everybody's content with their situation, but I'm not. You know, nobody wants to just work in a minimum wage and stink here. My life is all about hardships. You know, I couldn't find any partner, I couldn't find my girlfriend, but I'm suffering all around the way. The inner struggle, emptiness, memory, heartbeat, mind whispering, you are alone, pain, fatigue, doubt, self worth, shadow, rejection, psychology, loneliness, anxiety, junk, act up, invitation, inner child, fear of love, brain, emotion, same pain as wound, searching for meaning, soul screaming quietly. Searching for meaning. So is you. I was also just searching for the meaning in life about social exclusion. You know, the meaning mostly coming from nothing. If we find the people thinking the same with us, probably we will be going to happy. If not, probably we will be going to stay alone. You know, if nobody interested with Japanese culture, anime, probably it is not good for me to talk with them. Therefore, I need to just wait and just record YouTube videos in order to find the exact people. Even in your life, you need to find the people who is thinking like you. If you cannot do that, probably it is better to stay single. So other thing I want to say is loneliness and anxiety. And Jung also he was a psychiatrist. He's talking emptiness, memory, heartbreak. You know, in my insights, I'm struggling. There's a Turkish community here, and nobody's talking with me. If you are just want to live with the Turkish people, probably they are expecting you to believe in Islam, and they mostly, if you are a girl, you need to wear a hijab, even you don't accept it. And sometimes this kind of rules can make you disappointed, because mostly I have watched the Japanese movies, Japanese TV dramas, Japanese porns, and then people accepting me just obey with the Turkish culture. I have opened a lot of channels, but they get banned. But that's the reason why I'm just writing the books. I didn't feel myself Turkish society at all, because the Turkish society is something like a collective culture here. And this collective culture will going to punish you if you just say something opposite with the collective culture. If you just try to just act like individual behaviors, it will be considered here as a crime. The basic reason is the fundamental, my opinion. People here expect you to obey the rules, and the emptiness, memory, heartbreak can be understanding here as a as you weak, as you frack, like as you loser. Because if you just show your you are not you have no power, probably people will think about you, you are powerless, you are frack, you are shameful, like that. In this kind of Middle Eastern countries, you need to show yourself as a powerful, even you don't have any power. But I think it's a total lie. Nobody will going to do that. If you are powerless, you are powerless, and you don't have to accept. You don't have to do the construction work, and you need to, in order to prove yourself to society. What is the proving? There is no proving here. I didn't belong myself to Turkish culture from my childhood. I couldn't go to the nightlives. I couldn't just drink with the alcohols, with the girls. Probably here, I will end up my life while suffering. Mostly people don't give a shit about it, but it's gonna be true. Everyone just making money from the YouTube is not easy, and people call me ugly, and people call me loser. People call me frack. It's okay. I can just carry all the adjectives here. But the one thing, I am right on my struggle for being free. Everybody wants to be free. Nobody accepts the culture. Nobody. Even from my childhood, I have always wanted to go abroad, just going to a master's degree. But I couldn't do that. Money. Mostly, if people don't care about you, if you have the money, probably people going to care about you. For example, let's think about the Dubai workers. They are working from morning to night, and they can only get to $300. If you are Indian, you can work in a low level of conditions because your country is low development, and it's gonna be solution for you going to Japan. Probably mostly Japanese people hired them out of Indian people rather than Turkish people, because Turkish people don't want to be a worker there, and it's understandable. The Indian people also can be a worker there. Also, they're great kind of engineers there. But the mostly society expelled me. Society excluded me. Look at the people there. If you are a lonely guy after 30s, I'm 26 years old. After 26, if you are lonely, probably society will going to see you as a threat. And it is really hard to just rescue yourself from this adjective. Most of the people on the social media want to be exist because of their collaboration with the brands, and they want to make money by online. It's really easy. Why anybody just wants to work from morning to night, just getting the $200? Nobody wants to accept the situation, brother, right? And being a talker is very good. Like, you are talking from morning to night and you are getting money by talking. It's really understandable, and it's a very good life for me. But also there's a potential people going to hate with you. Even you are a model, even you are a superstar, if you say something bad to society, society will going to cut support to you. It's understandable, but everyone has their own way. Because not everyone is same with the others. Everybody should need to choose their own path. Not every path can be maintainable for others. Everyone is different in this universe. Some people have more courage, and some people have more freedom. Some people likes to be free. Some people like to be free, and some people like to be lonely. But the social isolation makes my life is tougher. Why? Mostly in the digital isolation, like the screen scrolling, the face filters, algorithm, invisibility, illusion, we are losing ourselves on the social media. We are watching the TV dramas. We are just scrolling on the TikTok, on the Instagram, on the YouTube. We are just watching the shorts. And if we find something watchable, probably we are continuing to keep watch this YouTuber or this content creator. The another thing, the illusion. Everybody is living in the illusion, and if you are not thinking like the others, which your country have burned, if you don't think like the other people in the country which you have lived, probably people will going to judge you, and nobody will going to give a shit about you. It's really tough. I have seen a lot of people just coming here as a tourist in a Turkey, and not no developed countries want the Turks come there, because if you are from very 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 low educated class, probably people not going to respect you. Mostly well-educated countries wants to just keep hire people from the well-developed countries, the Canada, the Germany, the America, not the Middle East. Even I'm carrying the adjective of the Middle East, I am not feel belong. Mostly we didn't choose our countries. Even you say the opposite, even you say the something like that. Mostly whenever I say I didn't choose to be Turkish, the Turkish society expelled me. The Turkish society excluded me. Even they don't care if you they excluded. No, and there's a wars happening here. Mostly people wearing hijab, and I don't want to live with them. I want to go to the nightlife, just enjoying with them, enjoying with the girls. But what? Where am I? I am here just suffering from morning to night, just hearing the sound of azan and trying to be happy. I think this life is not a very good thing. If you compare myself with the others, probably my life is going to be fucked up. The silent cruelty, connection without touch, voice without depth, the name exile online. I have always wanted to just go to my house and not get out from there. But at that, if I do this kind of behavior, probably I will end up in the suicide. Even I say it's a suicide is a bad thing, I cannot predict my actions. I cannot forecast my actions. Everybody will going to leave this world, but some people live in poverty and some people live in a world. In the end, everybody is equal. Everybody is going to same place. The bonds will is same. I'm 26 years old, right? Everybody is being 26 years old. I have a goal, right? Everyone has a goal. This goal, the age, not changeable. Everyone has this kind of things, and some people will going to hate each other. From my childhood, I have always wanted to change my country, but I couldn't do that because I'm Turkish. It's really tough. If you are Turkish, you cannot go anywhere else. You need to eat shitty meals. You will be seen as an insect by the other countries. And when you go to play, you will be a potential potential rapist, potential raper, and you will be potential criminal. I really get bored of these things. When there's someone well-developed country doing the crime, it's understandable if there's a psychological disorder. If the immigrant doing a crime, probably it's about the race. If I'm Turkish, all the Turkish people same. They don't take care. If you're a well-developed country, even the crimes will going to be underestimated. It doesn't even matter. For example, check about Africa. They are going to crimes, they are doing the things, but I'm not sure. Every government, every ruler, uh, want wants to just keep control their society from middle school, from the primary school. They are teaching the main ideology, which is ongoing governing the government. They are teaching the ideology, the present government's ideology. If the government is socialist, probably the socialist ideologies vaccinate the children from from primary school. Yeah, after high school, after university, you are just only expose yourself to ideology, and you are just keeping track to ideology, even you don't want, even you want. Here, the ideology is so different. The Turkish culture being so Islamic, and Turkish culture is a very nomadic culture, but it's changing. I have always wanted to be a digital nomad, but I couldn't do that. Okay, the Turkish culture is getting a lot of effect by the Islam, the refugees from Syrians, from Iranians, and they are just changing the identification of the Turkey. Even same with the Japan. If the Japan going to just hire more Muslim people from the Middle Easterns, probably Japanese identification will lose its stuff. The same event which is happening in America, which is happening in England, will be happening in Japan as well if the Sanaya Takaichi prohibited, because it is very inevitable. If you hire mostly Muslim peoples to your country, like the Germany, England, or America, probably they will going to make your country as an Islamic as well. The Muslim people, their mindset won't change. The Muslim people want to change. The Muslim people want to conquer the world. Even you hire one Muslim, probably they will going to conquer your country, and you need to take like it is not happening. Sure. Holy crap, my microphone. Oh, my microphone is not working. Holy crap.